talk about the big match, Roshan, and what went down. Of course, Al Ahly are the first Lebanese side to win this title. How impressed are you with this team, knowing they have not lost a single game at all this entire competition?
I mean, the campaign has been absolutely impressive from Al Ahly. To come out of a very tough West Asia zone, very competitive, and they had some challenges along the way. They had to come up against sides like Al Wydad, Al Jazeera, who were scoring almost for fun at times in the group stages, and to be able to shut them out, to keep the door closed against some of these high quality opposition that they faced, has been very impressive. And then they come into this game, and the first about 15 minutes or so, it was a little bit tricky at times. 425 had a couple of openings down the right hand side, but then they started to grow into the game and then create opportunities of their own. And then of course there was that red card for 425's goalkeeper Ante Song. Definitely had an impact change on the game. But yes, finals, there's that cliche of finals, and what are finals for? Finals are for winning. You don't necessarily need to put in a brilliant performance in the final. It's just about seeing it out, getting the result, and making sure at the end of the night, you're going to be picking up the trophy, and that's what they're going to be doing in just a few moments' time.
Yeah, 9 clean sheets as well, let's not forget that. I remember watching the interview that you did with the captain, Fowler, and he said something along the lines of, this has been 3 years in the making. The manager had set this goal out for them, and here they are today about to celebrate their win.
Well, they've obviously got an impressive structure there in terms of the players that they have, the players that have come through, that they brought into the squad. They've grown together, they've developed together, getting some experience. They have come close in this competition. In 2016, they were knocked out by Al-Quwa Al-Jawiya in the latter stages. Same thing in 2018 as well. So they would have picked up more experience from that. They touched on the fact that Hatem Faror and Basim Marmar, when I spoke to them, they touched on the fact that it's a journey that we're on together, and we made a promise to each other, and finally they've delivered. They've delivered a trophy for the club, they've delivered the AFC Cup for the club, and they've delivered the AFC Cup for Lebanon as well.
And Issa Yakubu was the guy, of course, the hero for tonight. He scored the winner, breaking the deadlock after the 73rd minute. Can you maybe talk us through what went down there?
Well, they didn't have too many clear-cut chances, I think, in the second half, Al Ahly, and you can understand that in the sense that 425 were going to be very compact. They were going to sit and defend the penalty box, and they did that very well. I give a lot of credit to 425, because it's not easy in these situations. You get your goalkeeper sent off, you're playing with 10 men, you lose your captain, and you've got Kim Yu-song in there who doesn't look 100%, playing with a bit of an injury perhaps, and but they did the basics right, in the sense that there was still that aggression, there was still that intensity to close down, and that mentality was still strong. I think Pak and An in central defence, and number 5 and then number 30 were very impressive. They kept Ahmad Akaichi quiet for the most part. They dealt with most of the crosses coming into their box, but just a little bit of a lapse of concentration at the end there, allowing Yakubu to get the winning goal for what turned out to be the winning goal for Al Ahly.
Let's quickly wrap up though, before we go. 425, they've been very resilient in this whole competition, in this final game as well. I think up to the final whistle, they've created chances. What are some of the positives they can take away from this game? Well,
I think we've seen lots of positives from them. We see positives from them for the last few years in the AFC Cup, and I think they'll continue to develop their game. They've got some younger players in there who still have a lot to learn, gain more experience. This is a side that will grow together, and I expect them to be thereabouts again, next year's campaign.
Can't wait to see what else they have in store. For now, Roshan, I think the guys are going to celebrate. The trophy presentation is just about to take place. With that, once again, congratulations to Al Ahly, champions of the 2019 AFC Cup. With that, thanks so much, Roshan. We had such a blast here, and hopefully see you again next year. Bye.